We are live.
Cool. Welcome to Streams of Silver, Chapter 2, I think we'll call it. I'm Todd, formerly Random. I will be running this campaign, and it's Whispers in the Dark. And
Excellent.
we will be, just a little background, we will be in the same world, or the same timeline, if you want to call it, as Streams of Silver. This will, the characters may not know this, but this will take place about a year after El Terrell returned. So some of your characters, Sebastian probably would know something about it. Punchy, maybe not. Um, Rygar maybe heard something about it. We do have two other players that are not here today, so we're just going to do a short kind of session zero with Sebastian and Punchy. And if you guys want to introduce yourself,
Yeah, my name's
Damien.
Damien. I will be playing Sebastian or Bastion Black, as he is called, as his stage name is, um, a bard.
And Jonathan.
I will be playing Punchy, a goblin monk. And here, let me just. Bam. Punchy.
Punchy.
Uh,
So now, if Damien, if we go to the chat like we talked about, will that still be recording? The other
Yes.
chat on Discord, if we go.
It'll only be whoever's streaming, like mine. It'll be like if we go into the other chat, it will. Um, but I could just go in the other chat. Wait, no, that still wouldn't work. I don't know how that. I could just mute. I could just mute mine, or I can't hear you guys.
Well, I was thinking, yeah, maybe we could do that since there's just two of you,
Yeah.
because I want to do a little short thing with each one of you without you, the other one hearing it.
Yeah. Gotcha.
mm,
So
Gotcha.
we'll do Punchy first if you want to just get yours where you can't hear.
Yep. Guys can go over to Leoman's secret chat.
yeah.
Or
You
no, oh
want to
yeah,
do
we're
that,
gonna
or
do it
you
on
want to
my.
just,
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I
yeah.
forgot we can't. Yep. Let me. I'm gonna deafen and mute. So
Damien.
Yep.
Okay. I guess we need a sign where we can get your
Yeah.
attention.
Yeah. Sorry, I was reading something over here.
Oh, that's okay. So Punchy is he can't hear. So you've been since your shipwreck, right?
Yep.
It was your shipwreck. Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Since your shipwreck, it's probably been about a month.
Mm-hmm.
And you've still kind of been traveling alone. You were recently you spent a few days in Baldur's Gate, um, but for whatever reason, it wasn't there wasn't enough, maybe not enough opportunity. Baldur's Gate is of course kind of I don't want to say grim, but it's not like a town where you felt okay, I can use my skills, maybe my illegal skills, you could make some money, but
Yeah.
not your acting skills or your performing skills, I should say. So
Yep.
you decided, okay, well, I'll spend a few days there. It's real expensive there, and you decided to move along. Um, you're kind of heading south. There's actually a road you're following. It kind of branches away from the Sword Coast, but you've been traveling for probably about 3 or 4 days since you left Baldur's Gate, um, and you're not even sure where you're going. Um, you do in Baldur's Gate. There was a lot of talk about El Terrell returning almost a year ago, which you probably would have heard something of that when you were
Mm-hmm.
traveling with Lawrence, because it was kind of big news. It's kind of been big news on the Sword Coast. So you thought, I'll go to El Terrell. There's probably some good stories there. Maybe a chance to make some money and to learn some stories or songs, or even make some songs and
Mm-hmm.
about the return of El Terrell. Um, so you think that you're probably getting close to El Terrell. Um,
Am I
you're not
traveling like a
exactly
main
for sure.
road? That's like a safe main
Yeah,
road
yeah,
for the most part.
yep, yep. For the most part, yeah. And you think you're probably within, a day of El Terrell. You're not 100% sure. Um, but it was just you just kind of breaking camp. You'd camp for the night. Um, the sun is probably less than an hour from rising. You camped off the road just a little, and as you're breaking camp, um, or as you're starting to rise, and you just woke up and you're just starting to get up to break camp, um, you realize that you're not where you camped, where you made your camp. Um, and then it really hits you. You smell this sweet smell, and you realize they call it the sweet smell of death for a reason, because when something dies, there's that period where it's a really kind of a cloying, it sticks in your nostrils,
Mm-hmm.
sweet smell before it gets overpowering. And then um, you realize, okay, I'm not. There's uh, where's the tree that was next to me when I camped? Where's the road? Um, you hear this moan almost, and it's almost like a drum beat, where well, a heavy drum beat gets in your bones, gets in your heartbeat. It just kind of envelops you, and that's why that moan is. It's not real loud. It's not uh, screaming, but it's just this low tone moan that just kind of envelops you. Um, and then you realize, as you look off to your right, you see these bodies um, kind of shambling along, and you recognize at least the zombies, the dead bodies. You realize that these are dead bodies that's up and walking around. And you look to your left, and you realize that you see more of them. You also see interspersed. You see um, maybe not. You don't know for sure what they are, but these other kind of look like zombies, but they're more animated. They have their nails have grown into claws. Their face is kind of withered back. Um, you see their teeth is almost fang-like. Um, you also see in front of you, maybe 50, 75 feet, you see these transparent beings that's kind of just floating along on the ground. And you realize, that, some type of spirit or ghost or whatever. And as you look around, um, you realize with horror that there's bodies laying on the ground. There is, you see a a human, looks like maybe a farmer with their throat ripped out. You see another, you see a off maybe a couple 100 feet, you see a small fire blazing with 3 or 4 bodies heaped on that burning. Um, and you realize that you're almost surrounded. There's this spot around you, maybe a 15 or 20 feet, but the whole it's like a pocket is moving. Like this whole thing is moving in all in one direction, and you're they don't appear to even notice you. So but if you don't kind of start walking, they're gonna you'll kind of be enveloped in this crowd.
Um, what is the like coloring? Like, does everything look like? Is it all okay? Does the surroundings look like normal, apart from in a different world and or in a different place,
If
or is it like a
you realize that definitely the sun is not ready to come up. You can't even see. Everything's smoke, cloud, overcast. You don't see the sun or the moon. Um, and the only light you see, you realize now that there's a lot of fires burning off, in the distance,
Mhm.
close up. Um, and it's not dark, so you would expect it not to be night, but you definitely can't see the sun.
Okay.
So it's that kind of that real dark overcast.
Yep. Bastion would, yeah, I'm believing that I'm either in some sort of dream or some sort of like vision. That's what he would think at this point, and so he
Right.
lets it. I'm gonna let myself go with it and just, like you said, move with it instead of getting caught up in it.
Right. Okay. And you realize, I mean, you see all these horrifying creatures that some of them you've only heard about. Some of them, you see some creatures that you have no idea what they are.
Certainly,
Um,
but they're not
but
paying any attention to me, correct? Or at least
they
they,
don't appear, yeah,
yeah,
they just appear to be like, just walking, shambling, walking, gliding, floating along. And nothing is attacking you. Nothing is
yeah.
really even paying attention to you, except for this moan has got down deep in your bones. And that's probably the worst part. Aside maybe from the smell,
Yeah.
um, but that moan just won't. You can't even tell where it's coming from. It's like almost imagine 10,000 beings, and they're all got this moan.
As
Almost a
I,
growl
yeah.
in their,
uh,
and they're all doing it together, the same tone.
Do I is it a unique or recognizable melody tone
No,
or
it's not really.
I get what you're saying. I
You've
just
kind of you've kind of placed it in that
yeah.
because of your training and everything and you're kind of saying okay um you could almost feel it almost feel it would be hypnotic.
Yep.
You could think, man, this is something that you, and part of your head you're saying, if I could learn something like this, it might
Yeah.
be useful to be able to you know
Yep. So I'm
um
assuming, I'm gonna go with it and kind of I'm also gonna start um singing to my or like just kind of singing to myself a little bit to not get caught up in that.
okay, like a different tune or
Yeah,
something
yep,
that you know.
yep.
Gotcha.
What would it do with a drunken sailor? What would you do with
Right.
put him in a
And
longboat to be so
as you're going along, you kind of walk and you kind of you glance down, as you're walking and you look and you realize that you're you have armor
leather
or
armor,
just
yeah.
clothes. You realize that your leather armor, your leather pants are rotted, torn.
I try to at
They have
that
mildew on them. You look at your hand and your hand is grayish, almost up in a claw.
I try to at that horrific sight. I try to rip myself from this dream that I'm assuming I'm having. If I don't know, like I'm telling myself to wake up, and I'm trying to force myself because that's what I believe is happening at this point. That's why my mind is dealing with the
Right.
horror.
As you get in that, and you've got that. You had some training with obviously with out in raptured crowds and kind of so you kind of you kind of grab yourself and you're trying to pinch yourself and you just almost will yourself awake and you realize as you do that you're right that you're not it's not real. Maybe you're not sleeping as you kind of come to yourself and you realize okay, here I am in my camp. But you realize that it wasn't just a nightmare. You don't know what it was. You almost feel like you were physically somewhere else, even though you're in the exact same spot as when you camped. Your clothes are the exact same. You got um, your bedroll and everything laid out. It doesn't look like you've moved, but it was more than it felt like more than even a nightmare. Like I said, it felt like something that physically taken you somewhere, or and you realize definitely whatever happened, your body, the body you was in, your body was not alive. And as
Uh,
you kind of, you kind of orient yourself, um, and you do realize you kind of shake yourself again and you pinch yourself because you realize that as you wake up and you look off to your right from your camp because you camped to the left of the road. Probably I'm going to say, probably about 50, 75, 100 feet. You got off the road, but not way out in the wilderness. You do see a fire kind of blazing uh, off to your left, and you take a couple of seconds, and try to shake yourself. Okay, this
yeah.
is part of my dream, and you realize, no, it's not. This is definitely something's happening.
I at this point will uh, grab one of my rolled cigarettes and try to light it from my embers as my shaking hands, and take a few minutes to uh, calm down. What time of night is it? Like morning time? Is it still dead of night?
Now you've realized that, yeah, the sun is almost ready to rise. Like I said, it is, like when you whatever happened to you started, you realize, okay, yeah, it's about the same time that I woke up in my dream, nightmare, whatever it was. So the sun is probably 20 minutes, 30 minutes on your estimate, your best estimate from where you're at of rising over the horizon. So, it's at early morning before the sun's come up. The moon's down, but the sun hasn't quite come up yet.
All right, I began walking towards that fire.
I don't know if Jonathan,
Yeah, we'll have to figure something here. We can
I
send
figure out some way to do that.
send him
I
a
don't know, can you send him a message or something?
Yep, we got him. I sent him some.
Yeah, we have to. He's still deafened
Yep,
or
I think
deafened.
he's. I thought he got my message. Apparently not.
Yeah.
I turned off my
Hey,
video.
yeah, no worries. Yeah, we got to have a better way. Maybe a
Yeah.
Discord message or something.
No
Okay, so
worries.
we're gonna
Go.
do I don't know if this will work or not. Let me see if it does. So you guys should be on a map.
Yeah.
Everything's black for me, so I don't know if I have vision, or if you
Okay,
don't
let me
have
Go.
it.
check. I thought I gave it to you, but
Well, I don't have night vision, so if you don't have daylight
right.
mode on,
Oh, if I don't have it on, yeah,
then
I will because it is almost daylight, so I'll go ahead and turn that on.
okay, yeah, yeah. And you can
So
actually even put daylight mode and then put the brightness up and down. So like if it's like, okay, yes,
Right.
you can technically see because it's early morning, but the brightness on everything is.
it's the only thing I would see here is for some reason my character sheet. And I'm not against it, but it has a lot more health than it normally does.
On your character sheet itself.
My token and the corresponding
Now I
character
see
sheet
everything.
now,
Yep.
but
Okay.
I can fix that. So
Oh, I don't know why that. Yeah, I see that. Yeah,
I'm
I don't know why that's happening.
I'm all
It's
for it,
still,
but yeah,
yeah, it's still tied into
yeah.
your lighting.
There
Yeah,
we go.
your
I think it
night
should be good.
vision.
Yeah.
Hmm, okay.
Cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Do you
see
see?
now. Yep.
So
Like a
Okay.
okay.
trail.
Yep.
Oh, look at that.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna try
And
to
then
get.
you see the fire
Yeah.
off in the distance.
I'm gonna go try to
Yeah.
get close enough to see if there's anybody camping there because I would sure like to.
Okay. You can. Yeah. Right now you're free to move.
All
Got
right.
it.
Okay. So I'm
Yeah.
going to
Should be.
make my way
Okay.
not and it's to the left or it's to the west or left here is where I see the fire.
Yeah.
I'm
Yep.
going
You don't
to
see it yet.
not try to sneak, but just walk normally until I can see some. Well, the moment so as I come around that bush and I see that there might be multiple things,
Right.
I'm going to dip down. Shit. I put my cigarette out.
Yeah. And you see four creatures. I mean, I'm going to assume you know what a goblin is.
Yep.
And what gets your attention is you see this young man. Yeah. Teenager really, and he's got a shovel and he's trying to fight these creatures off. You see behind him, next to that burning building, but outside, you see two bodies lying on the ground, humans, and you do see one. Well, I didn't put it on there, but you just see one goblin kind of lying at his feet. Looks like his head's been crushed in with a shovel. But he's definitely, he's soot covered. Looks like he, um, kind of got caught up in the fire maybe.
um,
And he's probably, like I said, he's probably a teenager.
and he's
Young.
trying to what? Do what now?
He's trying to fight these creatures off. Looks like he's trying to protect those bodies behind him.
Oh, seeing that, I immediately let me see the distance on this real quick. 60 feet, yeah. So from here, from the shadows, I'm going to take a step. Yeah, no, actually, I can see them both from here. I am going to
You get like a free action, and then if we end up doing initiative. But right now, yeah, you get a surprise action if you want to call it.
I'm gonna hit him with yeah. So that first one there from that distance, I'm just gonna cast Dissonant Whispers from a distance,
Okay.
and try to. Yeah. So I'll put that in the.
Is that
It's a
saving
Wisdom
throw? Or
saving
does he
throw.
got-
Yep. As these disembodied whispers.
Punchy himself, like seeing with this, is just gonna, from what he can see, is just gonna try and hide in one of these bushes. He's not very adept at hiding, but he's not bad at
You
it.
said it was a wisdom.
Wisdom. Yep. Yeah, and he failed it. So he takes 10 psychic damage, and he has to run. If he doesn't die, he has to run. Use his reaction to flee from me using his movement.
Okay. And his movement is should have had that 30. So he will. And is it like directly away from you? So it's like a
Yep.
fear thing.
Yep. Fear. Yeah, he runs
Okay.
as yep.
So he would go. He would come down to there, and I mean he's continuing to run, but
Yep.
that's as far as he can make it.
Okay.
Um.
Do you want us to roll initiative or?
Yeah, Punchy. You can. I don't know if you're going to do anything. If not, then
Yeah, he was just gonna hide in the sort of
Ah.
the bushes that are kind of near here, or at least attempt to be unseen. That does reduce his vision a bit more, but I don't think that's terrible. And so he hasn't really. What I can just see right now are these two, and the sort of young person, and he's just really gonna try and figure out what the heck's going on. But yeah, I can roll stealth if that helps. Why not? Not particularly stealthy, but I think this will help. Yeah, I am. I have got
Why
to.
didn't I show that spell description? It's weird.
Let's see here. So yeah, I make a lot of noise in some bushes.
He
Trying
rolled a
to
5
hide.
for his stealth.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So what did you roll for initiative, Damien?
I haven't rolled it yet. So if you pull up on your initiative counter on the side there, there's an initiative tracker on your list. I forget what it looks like, but it'll pop. Yep, there it is.
Yeah.
And now when you go into your character, if you go into your Goblin character sheet, right up there, it's like next to the name, kind of, is this little initiative die roll. Like,
Right.
great.
Yeah,
If you click
right.
that, it should automatically roll it for him. And then I have to have.
Yeah, they rolled a 5.
So it didn't put him on there for some reason though. You might have
Yeah,
to
I
add a
don't know.
turn. So if you right click
Yeah.
if you right click the token, the Goblin token, you can go up to add turn and add them in that way.
So he's
Woo!
5.
We all rolled terrible initiative.
Dying in session 0. Time honored
Miscreants! Yell from the bushes. Me and my dozen or so of companions will make short work of you.
Punchy hides even harder into the bush, making more noise.
Let me make sure I got this right here. Okay. So it looks like so Punchy, you're hiding.
Yeah, that was at least my like free or attempting to be free action before I go. But if
Okay.
it's my turn,
No,
then
yeah,
initiative.
with the 6, you're the highest. So
Whoa! All right then. Okay, what is he gonna do? I think he's going to kind of try and maybe not really knowing if he is or isn't. And I don't know if I can do this because I think they might be considered wall. No, I can. Hey, 5. So he heard that there are a dozen men, and so now he kind of wants to figure out what is going on from that end. So I have 40 feet. I assume the bushes are difficult terrain.
yes.
Got it. So 5, 10. Sorry, actually, sorry, 10, 20, and then I can do one more and probably try and just get closer here. And can I do any sort of check to figure out like are these goblins just like raiding the village? Is that like a recognized thing that I know of, or are they like?
Yeah, you would think these are just this is just from what you would remember. I mean, you
Yeah.
haven't been with goblins for I'm assuming for
Well,
quite a long time, right? But yeah, I mean, this is what you do remember is this is typical. There's a small party appears to be a single house.
yeah.
So goblins normally wouldn't raid. I mean, something that they know is even as strong as they are.
Yep.
So you assume that they're from around here, maybe somewhere, and they've targeted this house.
Got it. All right. I am then just going to sit in the bush and see what happens next. Just assuming that my stealth is obviously working because I'm super stealthy.
Sounds good.
Okay, so the goblin would hear what. So this one would go ahead and probably just attack him. I wonder why what have I got set? I don't see.
What is it?
Oh, there it is. Okay. Um, so you see, just as you say that one jumps forward and slashes him across the chest, and he immediately falls to the ground. And then this one will move to here, and he is kind of rifling through the bodies.
Okay.
And then this one actually heard, and he kind of moves here, and don't think he's got a good enough sight on you to attack. But he doesn't kind of go out of where the others are. He definitely. So you think he probably understood you?
Mm-hmm.
But he kind of stops right there.
Okay. What a jerk. All right. Is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay. I'm seeing this. I'm going to try something here. I'm going to strode out confidently. 5, 10, 15. I'm assuming he rolled a 5. My passive perception's like a 10, so I assume I see this goblin hiding in the bushes or no?
Yeah. Your passive perception is what?
Is higher than what he is a 10, and I think he rolled a 5 for. So,
Yeah,
but
you see. Yeah, you just got as you kind of stroll up there, you see this other, and yeah, he doesn't appear to be. Well, you can't see a lot, yeah, but you definitely see another little goblin hiding in there.
okay, I mark. I notice that I walk straight up to this guy. As I do, my eyes flare with the slightest bit of kind of like a shadowy hint as I'm going to subtle cast dissonant whispers on this guy here.
Okay.
Meaning
And
it's
that
just
is
going to happen.
wisdom, you said, right?
Yep. And
12.
as I do, I'm going to say, if you know what's good for you, you little rats, you will flee like your friend here. And he rolled a 12. My thing's a 14, so he takes. Let me roll the damage real quick. The one in front of me. As I say that, yeah. So the one in front of me takes 15 psychic. I don't know if that kills him, hopefully, but if not.
He actually he grabs his head and screams this horrifying scream and falls over.
So as I walk up, I say that what I said about flee unless you'll end up like your friend here. As I don't cast anything or do, it just happens.
Right.
I'm gonna try to intimidate him, I guess. Go. You want me?
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
Do I get any bonus for the showmanship of?
Probably, yeah. Since that happened, I'd probably +5.
Okay, so that's like do you want me to just roll advantage? Because that's what or do you just want me to roll once and add 5?
Oh yeah, just roll advantage.
Because advantage is actually +5 or -5 technically. Yeah. Okay, that's both my spells. 24.
So these these creatures they as you strolled up there and said that, they stopped kind of what they were doing. They were kind of rifling through the bodies there, and they look over just as you your eyes kind of flare up, and this creature grabs their friend grabs his head and screams and falls to the ground. And they both whatever they had, they grabbed, they just clutched it and just run off. They actually flee.
Oh, they do have something?
Yeah, they were rifling through the bodies. You can't tell exactly what they got, but they definitely, you see a couple, you see something in there, they grab it,
Yeah.
their eyes flare up, not flare up, but their eyes grow wide, and you almost see them shudder, and they grab their ill-gotten gains, and they
Okay. I'm gonna shoot a.
they go as far as they can.
Yeah. I'm gonna. If they're. Does it look like they're running away?
Oh yeah, yeah, they're definitely. You see that
I'll
you've
let it. I'll let
at
them
the
run.
best of times they're not the bravest of creatures, but
Right.
uh, you know um,
Okay. I am
you've already
immediately.
seen one of their guys run off and one drop over with his head exploding, as far as they can tell.
I'm gonna hop over this dead guy here. I shoot a shot, an eye shot over at the goblin hiding in the thing, but I hop over here and I cast Cure Wounds on that guy if he's still breathing.
Yeah, he is. He's barely.
Woo!
You can see blood, bubbles coming up through his chest where the blood he's bleeding, and he definitely probably don't have a few minutes left.
Yeah. So I run over, quickly cast Cure Wounds on him, burning through my
Okay.
stuff. uh, get him up. Then I turn around and
what
pull
what
pull
what
my
did you
rapier.
get?
Oh, I didn't roll. Yeah, I should. I took the spell slot off, but I didn't actually. 10.
Okay. Yeah, use as you I don't know if you sing a little song or how you do your spells, but you
I
can decide that
imagine.
later.
I
But
don't know. I like the idea that they're still cast a little bit like wizard spells. I don't know. Like I cast a spell.
okay.
If it, you know
Yeah,
what I mean. Like
whatever how you want to do it. Right.
yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Maybe the
Yeah,
maybe the sounds and stuff are more melodic, or
right.
my verbal words are more sing songy and more things like that. Yeah.
Gotcha. So yeah, you kind of kneel down a little bit, and you go through your spell, and you see the wound kind of starts to knit itself. Even after you've done it, it's still amazing to sit and watch the human body just knit itself back up. The blood ceases flowing, the skin kind of comes together. You see his breathing get deeper. His eyes kind of flutter open, and he kind of jumps back at first. I mean, the last thing he really remembers is getting struck down. And then he realizes that you're a human, and the first thing he does is bound up on his knees and start. You see they're actually a younger female and probably maybe a sister, and then it looks like maybe his mother lying on the ground.
Which
He,
are
he jumps over and tries to,
help them.
it's his first thought.
Yeah. I look over and which are they both just unconscious? Are they gravely injured?
You realize right off the bat that they're dead.
Ah.
They've been, they're um, the
Okay.
mother has burns on her, plus what looks to be stab wound in her chest.
Yeah.
And so you
I
realize they've probably been dead for a little,
for a while. Yeah.
15, 20 minutes. Yeah.
I spin around then at this point at the other goblin. Pull my
Okay.
rapier out. Reveal yourself, fiend.
Step out and be like, what I'm trying to think of what he would say. This was kind of the role, the insight roll I just did for myself, which is, am I going to realize I'm going to be associated with those other goblins? And I think that he'll step out, and I think he will. The insight that rolled high enough, or at least for my own rate, to be nice. Uh, not uh, not the same. Um, different different
Mhm.
goblin. Far
roll a
goblin. Far
roll a
goblin. Different
perception,
goblin.
uh,
Roll what?
Damien. Damien, roll a perception.
Yeah.
8. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, well, exactly. You're
Yeah.
kind of you realize, okay, that he's not dressed the same.
Yep.
Okay, that's one thing that even with an 8, you realize, hey, he's not dressed the same, but he's definitely a goblin.
I
I'm a
I
goblin.
will look at the dead one here. Is there like a tribal type? I know that they're tribal. Like, is there tattoos or something? Do they have clear? Did I
You
notice?
see, in his right ear, um, he has like 3 slivers of bone pushed through his right ear, almost not like kind of like an earring. Um, and I mean, other you don't see any tattoos or anything, but
I
that does kind of, there's 3 white slivers of bone.
I grab that dead goblin's ear, and cut it off, and walk over to this one, to him, and hold it up to his to his ear. Explain yourself, then. It's pretty suspicious of you being right here, right at goblin attack. So as this human approaches you,
Timing. Bad timing.
you'll
Bad
see
placing. Bad timing and placing.
bad timing and placing. As this human approaches you, just to give you an idea of what he looks like here. So he carries himself with somewhat of a confidence. quite handsome by human standards, quite ugly to you, I imagine. In fact, he's got such sharp and angular features that you know he's got almost an elvish look to him. Though he's human, but he's just a human with a very sharp um, features. He's got dark skin, dark hair, and green eyes. Wearing leather armor, black dark clothing. About 6'1", 175 pounds, kind of super lean and tall. You want to maybe give me a little description of your goblin?
Goblin
No,
is
no, no,
still.
no. Yeah. So imagine the exact opposite of everything you described.
Okay, gotcha.
He is a short, sort of like I imagined him though. Like in setting, we can change this at all too. Is like more of a like greenish skinned goblin. He is stocky. So did I ever? I thought I wasn't sure if I put that into the character sheet. Nah, it doesn't look like I did.
Goblins have always been green up here in my head. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whenever I think of
Yeah,
goblins.
I mean, like it depends where you have them from,
Yeah.
but yeah, he is green skinned, like yellowish eyes, big like ears that are fairly prominent outside of his the side of his head. He is stocky and almost width-wise to like dwarven proportions,
Yeah.
like
Stocky.
very much like just squished, and not exactly like uh strong looking, but definitely like he's got more meat on him than you would expect a regular goblin to have. He's not wearing a shirt, and he's got like various levels of scars and bruises, and it definitely looks like his nose has been broken in like forward at least once. He goes not, um, and then he's got like a belt basically, and then there's a whole bunch of um, sort of like bits and bobs that are hanging off of it, that don't really appear to have any sort of like significant what was I trying to think here? Like value, whatever else, but there is a couple pouches, and you do notice you would have like a couple hand axes and some like darts tucked into it. And he's like, um, I'm a, or, I'm a puncher. I punch for
What are you doing here?
gold. Um, travel.
So these scars on you too, do they just look like what kind of scars do they do I know, do they look like battle wounds? Do they look like you've been whipped and beaten? Do they look like you, or can I not tell and you're just scarred up and beat up?
It'd probably be a mix, but if you were acquainted with battle wounds, it would definitely look like battle wounds.
Gotcha. Very well. Well, I look over at young boy. Was this goblin here? Did you see him acting in any nefarious?
You see, he kind of, he's kind of still over there with his mother and you're assuming his sister. He kind of, takes a minute. You almost feel like he's ignoring you, but then he kind of looks over, and you can tell he's just kind of in shock.
Mhm.
And I don't know. They all look the same,
Yeah.
and
Eh.
you see he kind of looks, at the bodies, and then he walks over and grabs a shovel and starts walking around um, the side of the house and starts digging.
Digging graves?
Yeah, it looks like you assume. Yeah,
I
yeah.
look around and
Like I said, he's kind of in shock. I mean, he's
I
just.
do a quick. All right, well, grab. You look like you're stocky. We need a hand. Why don't you actually? I say, why don't you do a quick perimeter if you want to make yourself helpful? And I'm going to take my armor off, grab a shovel. I'm going to walk over. I'm going to put my hand on his shoulder. I'm going to say, out of a mountain of despair, look for a stone of hope. And I'm going to use bardic inspiration on him. One of my bardic inspirations. I'm going to help him dig the graves.
Yeah, you see, kind of, there's kind of tears, coming down his eyes. You can tell, he's, like I said, he's kind of in shock, but he's also trying to keep it, trying to keep it together in front of you, and as you do that, he kind of straightens, it's not really physical, but maybe his shoulders kind of come back a little bit, and he kind of girds himself, and he's kind of digging with a little more fervor.
Yep.
And
yeah,
he just kind of he doesn't really look at you. Just kind of he's digging with his head down. Thank you.
yep.
Thank you.
No words needed as I help him dig his graves. And yeah, I'm gonna let Punchy do a perimeter and make sure. Yeah, check the farmhouse out. Make sure
I don't. Can you guys show your characters to each other, or
our character sheets or just our
yeah, or
like
picture?
pictures.
I don't know if you can.
So the way I always did it for as a DM is I always went to I would go to the art and I would upload everybody's picture, and then you can just click on it and show to players, or create a handout. Better, that's what I used to do. Rather, I'd create a handout and add it to it. But we could do it in Discord, I guess. But it's hard to.
Well, I've got it
I think
here.
I've
If I
got mine
let
too.
me see if I can. That ain't it.
And you can
Let me see if I
kind of
can
see
do
them,
that
I guess,
here.
in our.
Yeah, you should be able to also, if you want, you could just share. Well, you'd want to make sure you're not sharing your DM world of stuff, but you could share the pictures, like your screen from Discord, and then that way show it.
Oh yeah, I guess I didn't think about that.
I should have looked at this a little closer. I've got pictures,
Well,
but
it's
I don't
okay.
have.
I think I might be able to.
I can. Yeah, I don't know. I can show your character sheet, but the picture
I
on
think
your
I
character sheet.
Yeah, I think I dropped my character sheet in previously too. So,
I'll
or
do that.
my
This one,
character
though.
sheet, my picture at least.
Yeah.
Because I was
Do.
actually maybe not here.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have it, but it's like shows it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's got. I can't really.
That's the best I can do for Sebastian.
Yeah, I'll get it for the next. I'll figure it out for the next one. At least you can see who you're
At
talking
least,
to.
yeah, now you can see it online. It's somebody's art.
Right.
That's not my art. That's internet
I don't
art.
own this.
But that is exactly what he looks like. So.
Okay, so yeah, you can move your character. He's over here, kind of digging his grave, or a couple graves. The house is just kind of now it's been on fire for a while. It's kind of caved in. The roof's caved in. It's not, it's kind of starting to burn down because it's just kind of burnt. Um, not much danger of starting a forest fire because it was kind of cleared out around it. You can tell it was like a small farm, probably. So
Punchy,
yep.
Punchy would want to like go around and see where the if I could make out where the other goblins had scattered off to, like if I could do like a tracking to kind of see where they're guided.
Real quick, I
Yeah.
offer a cigarette to the guy. I don't know if he smokes. He might want one. 'Cause I light
No,
one
he
up.
just kind of puts his hand up and said, no, thanks, but
Not gonna start today.
Yeah. If you're not gonna start today, you're not gonna start.
So yeah, I don't know. That would you do tracking is kind of nature or
Tracking
survival.
survival. Yep, nature's like
Is it survival?
identifying stuff. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
all right.
Go ahead.
Oh, I gotta figure out.
Yeah, as you go around the corner there, you can tell you saw the one kind of took off in a southerly direction. The other two appear to be heading almost a straight beeline away from the burning cabin toward the west. As much you can tell. I mean, you're not a tracker, but
Yeah.
they weren't doing a whole lot to hide. They were just kind of flat out running at that point.
Do I think they had enough on them? Like, do I get an idea of how far away they're
No, not really.
like
I mean,
provisioned or like
yeah, you really couldn't tell from where you were at, and I mean,
yeah, makes
not
sense.
really a tracker, so I mean,
Yeah.
You can tell they were moving pretty fast.
All right. Yeah. I guess I come back and be other bad goblins go away.
Mm-hmm. Bad goblins. Hey.
No. South and west. Good goblin.
I
Reliable
believe you.
goblin.
I believe you.
Yeah, you spend a couple of hours digging a grave. I mean, because he's you can tell he's bound and determined to do it right.
Yeah.
He kind of it's a couple pieces of timbers and makes a little marker. I'll have to come back and do some markers.
Yeah. Well, I will certainly sing a song. Yeah. I don't know what Punchy might not recognize it. All my the song, of course, would be some funeral thing, but from a play. You know, if somebody knew, they would be like, oh, that's from, you know, it's not a original, or even you know, just like the way when he pulled out his rapier, anybody who's watching would probably see like it looks like he's on a stage, like, you know, it looks okay to the untrained eye, but yeah, I'll sing a song and I will check the body, and if he has anything valuable, unfortunately, I check my own empty pockets, but then I look at the farm boy and give him, if there is any valuables, I doubt they do, but if he has any coins or anything, I'll give it to him, obviously, to help with the.
You find actually, he's got like a little rough pouch, and he did have a short sword, not very well made. It was probably well made, but not very well taken care of. And in his pouch, you kind of go through it. You see, a shiny rock, a piece of bone, kind of shaped. Maybe if you kind of look at, maybe it's shaped like a wolf, maybe. And down in the bottom is a copper piece. Like, he was kind of had that stuck down, hiding it, So
Slip him
but there's really nothing else as far as.
Give him the copper piece, and I give, hey, you might, here's a shiny stone, throw it to Punchy.
There's a rock.
I saw him looking at his belt,
Yeah, I'll take it.
No, definitely.
No, I'll run up, I'll grab it, and I'll be like, all right, who you want punch?
I say, we'll find somebody. But I also look at that farm boy. Do you need a weapon? Do you know how to use this?
No, I've never really. No, I've never really fought.
Well, let me tell you something. You defended
Oh.
your family, but you should also learn how to use this. And I give him that short sword. Clean it up and learn how to use this.
He kind of pulls himself up and sticks it down in his belt. Almost cutting himself as he gets it down in there. But
careful too. There's a lot.
He's trying to kind of be cool. He kind of tries to flip it in there, and he goes, oh.
That is covered in tetanus, by the way. So just.
And he goes, you kind of see him. You can tell he's still a little bit in shock, and he's kind of looking. Every couple seconds he looks over at Punchy and kind of, like a little, okay, I don't know about this guy, but he doesn't say anything. So my name's Hobart. Thank you. I guess I've got my life. I owe you my life. I don't think I could have prevailed. Hadn't come along, but maybe it'd been better if I had. I don't know, my mom and Kira. And you see he's almost breaking down. And he's kind of, just that teenage male pride. Is the only thing keeping him from breaking down right now. He says, I guess I should go to El Terrell and have a uncle there. I don't know what else, I guess.
Hobart.
He kind of looks around, everything's burning, and he's just kind of forlorn.
How far away are we from El Terrell, Hobart?
It's only about a 5-hour walk.
Are goblins common around here?
We've heard that there's some goblins, but I've lived here my whole life. I've never seen. Every time he starts to talk, he just kind of grabs his, no, that's the first time I've ever seen him.
Well, Hobart, I'm going to vanquish these goblins, and I want you to join. No,
it's time to become a man.
Yep, go and open that door. Actually, I am quite curious as far as where. I guess it's about. Do I think they have anything valuable? What do they steal from your family? Do you know? What are they missing? What are the bodies missing? Anything of importance?
Oh, he said, you realize that he's buried them and didn't even check. He didn't even. I mean, it was just,
he grabbed the shovels.
Well, my mother's wedding ring and my sister's necklace for my grandmother, but they weren't valuable, but they were, to us. But
no, you don't know what you've done, but struck the poet's heart. I will see if I cannot fetch that ring. Punchy? No, I don't know your name, actually. That's what I called you naturally. Punchy. Punchy?
Huh?
You say you punch things for gold?
Yeah.
Well, there's plenty more shiny rocks where that one came from.
Hmm. Oh.
And actual
Yeah,
gold and
Punchy will
valuables.
be like, yeah. Punchy will recognize people that are like relatively calm around battle and like good at it. You're not really behaving like what he would like the sort of he imagined or like would know of or thinks of. Like there's something off here, but at the same time you gave him a rock and somebody in front of you exploded, so he's gonna believe you.
Yeah.
He's gonna go with it. Be like, okay.
I will be honest with you. I hope that it doesn't even come to blows.
I mean,
But if it
then
does,
Punchy
it
don't
comes
get
to
gold.
your blows, and I will have got your back, my friend.
God. Hmm.
All right, Hobart. We're gonna do a quick. I don't know if do you want to stay here until we come back? I think I'm gonna go to El Terrell after this is.
Sure.
But
I'm,
I don't know if Hobart wants to wait for us or.
You see him, he grabs a sword. I'll go with you.
All right. Do you know how to use a
You know,
bow?
you can tell. He's holding the sword like it's a
Better
a
yet,
club. I mean, yeah.
I imagine you've done some hunting though out here.
Yeah, but my bow was it burned up. But
I give him my bow. That sword's your last resort. I give him my bow and some arrows. Stay behind me. Shoot. Remember, you're out.
you
Just
can tell now. He grabs a bow and he kind of tests the string. He at least he may not be an expert, but he's definitely more familiar with the bow than he is with the sword.
excellent. Don't do anything foolish. Stay nearby. We've got ourselves a little band here. Oh
Hobart.
no! It's your fault, Punchy's dead. Immediately fall apart. No, no. I would like to try to track them. They're fools.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. Have you got any?
Actually, Hobart might.
He might be your best bet.
We will help though. I don't know. Punchy seems to be okay at it. Actually, he seems to be able to. I'm more than happy to help him, or Hobart if he has some sort of a knowledge because he is from the area.
He has a little. I mean, he's lived on a farm, so he's hunted rabbits and
I
squirrels.
will help Punchy track.
Okay, go ahead and roll then advantage.
Punchy, is that you?
Punchy.
Are you rolling tracking with
yeah,
advantage?
let me do that. We'll do.
With advantage.
Oh, you did, or you did, or is that your?
No, I
last
did that.
Oh, is that the one
that
he
was
rolled?
earlier. That was my earlier
Yeah,
one.
that's what I thought. Yeah.
Oh,
All right. Well,
okay. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, you can tell they went to the west.
Right.
West.
Let's see if I have anything here. Okay. We got lost, and 6 hours later. No, we'll keep going west, and we'll try later. We'll try to pick up another track later on, if need be. I'm also listening. I'm also watching Punchy and checking out his movements, trying to figure out what he's all about. I know goblins to be, kind of nimble creatures, but also just I don't know. Does he look different in any way? Does he carry himself differently than a normal goblin?
Go ahead and roll.
Like an insight.
Insight. Yeah.
I think that's normally like trying to read, if somebody's lying or how they are, or what they're thinking, kind of, or what they're 15.
Yeah, you can tell as since you're actively watching him, kind of, he's kind of in front of you a little bit, and you can tell that, just the way he places his feet as he's walking, he's trying to track. You can tell he's not great at it,
Mm-hmm.
But just the way as he's placing his feet, you see that he moves, and he sidesteps this branch that would crackle, this rock, he just kind of, as he walks forward, he kind of moves this rock out with his foot without even looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's very much looks like more athletic, nimble than what you would expect from a normal goblin, what you've seen from a normal goblin. Some kind of training maybe there, you don't know exactly what, but yeah, you're probably pretty impressed with the way he's moving.
I would also take away that
without even kind of realizing it, you can tell he's not, it's kind of
natural.
He's not even trying, it's just he's aware of what's going on around him more than. what he seems to
I
be when you're talking to him.
would also be impressed with an effort that he's putting in as a goblin. Goblins, they're naturally lazy, dumb. You know what I mean? Like he's trying hard, and that to me would mean something too. All right. Good. All right. Yeah, we're gonna keep going west, and then after a while, we'll try to pick the trail up again and see if.
Okay. Do you see? Can you see this map?
I don't. I just see black at the moment. So
hang on. Let me see what I've done here. I just thought I moved you guys.
yeah, you might have to put our tokens and or visions, but we can usually see your token if our token's on there.
You see that?
I see the ping.
We see the ping, but we don't see our Are our tokens on the map?
Yeah.
So you have to give us vision.
Well, no. Yeah, I didn't. I keep forgetting that each map because I didn't have this map prepped. I didn't expect you guys to go after the goblins.
Yeah, right. That's the thing. Yeah.
I had a couple maps set up, but that's good. I didn't. Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's the tough part about online too. That's the only tough compared to, but there's also awesome things about it.
Right. I'm just going to give you vision. Won't go do your hit points and everything.
Yeah, you don't have to do. I don't even care to do. Like I'm gonna take. Yeah, you can do. I can do that myself if I need to.
Yep.
Oh, and I probably got to do the map daylight. This map is just I wasn't expecting it, so you set daylight mode on here.
And you gave me the one shiny rock that you
gave me. And the bone. I gave you the pouch with the bone and a shiny rock. I think I had like a little, kind of in a wolf head shape.
Yep.
Yeah, you kind of look at it. Yeah, I mean, it hasn't been shaped, but if you kind of wonder why he was carrying it, you think, oh well.
As he's looking at it, I'm like,
it might look.
You know what? Maybe I do want that rock.
That's a cool rock.
Yeah, that is a cool rock.
Okay, you guys should be able to see. Let me ping you again.
Yeah, so we have. Let me refresh, and maybe sometimes
I gave you tokens vision, and I put daylight mode on the map.
Yeah, let me refresh.
The same thing here, just to see if refreshing helps.
Technology, it does not. So I don't know.
I'm not.
Did you add our character, like our names under? Like you have to put. Remember, you have to. You might give vision to the token, but you didn't give.
You're right.
Yep.
You're right.
No, I know it's a lot. Yeah, that's why prepping. Though to me, it's like every map, I just put everybody's token on there. I know it's a pain. But
I should have done that. I only done it on like 4 of them. I'm thinking, okay, here's the directions they might go. And
like I said, I feel pot committed to Roll20 now. I've been that way for a long time, but there's also, I'm sure, better.
So
there we go.
Yep. Let me get punchies here.
Yeah.
Luckily, it's not super hard.
No, it just takes a second. And
there you go, punchy. Can you see?
Yep. And the
thing
is we can all do our own. Yeah.
So you've kind of you've traveled for probably 45 minutes, and Punchy hasn't said a lot, but he seems like he's you can tell he's not a great tracker, but he kind of got a little bit going on. And every now and then Hobart has actually said, "Oh well, look over here. I think it's not very often, but kind of pointed out." So you've been traveling about a half an hour, and you've kind of gotten out of the foresty area. So you feel you're kind of probably on the edge of the forest, and so you kind of getting into more of a badlands kind of, maybe not badlands, but rocky, less trees area. And it looks like they were still heading, maybe west.
Can we try to pick up a different track or make sure we're on the right path? Or
go ahead and roll another survival. You can do it at advantage because actually even Hobart's kind of helping a little bit. So
yeah, I haven't figured out how to. Normally, at least when I've done the character sheets in the past, they had something at the top that said like advantage or not advantage.
This one you have to go to the little gearbox. Yeah, but and you have to go to the little gearbox and then go down to right there next to it, like right by the gearbox. It says query advantage or roll queries, whispered rolls.
Oh, always roll advantage. Got it. Yeah. Query advantage. Got it. So then, which is advantage, which I think it was gonna always roll advantage, but there we go. Bam. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you're you realize you've lost the trail a couple times, but I mean you've kind of played it off. You're
Yep.
And so you know you're kind of going in a general direction, and you do, you see a couple of see one spot where, especially as you get near this little stream here, where one of the goblins stepped in the mud. So that's pretty. You kind of point to, oh yeah, right here. You definitely. You really, with your knowledge, you really don't know how far ahead they are of you. I mean, you can't really tell, but you do know. That okay, yeah, that's definitely a goblin, and it's been sometime this morning because it's not dried.
Got it.
So you're heading in the right direction anyway.
I would point at the sort of like the muddy parent and be like foot goblin or goblin foot.
Nice.
Close by. Or
Oh my god, the foot.
area.
So you guys can go ahead and move. I
Okay.
mean, you kind of can
Yeah.
move. I'll just leave Hobart, but I mean,
Yeah,
he'll kind
I'll
of follow
let
along. But
yep, I'll let Punchy go ahead, as I'm keeping a
Yeah.
wary eye out.
Yeah, I'm gonna knowing
Hand
goblins,
crossbow. Sorry.
yeah, if they might have suggested we were following, do I see any places up here where they might be trying to hide or where I think they would hide?
Roll. Let's see. Probably. I don't think that would be intuition. Probably. Maybe investigation.
Sure. Good thing no, I'm not good at those. That's all right. Normal roll. Oh well,
Team.
did very well though.
Yeah, you see, especially a couple of these like here
Yeah.
and here.
Mm,
You're thinking, okay, if what you do remember,
yeah.
it would be a good spot. Somebody's going by to kind of do an ambush. Also,
Yeah.
as you're thinking that, you think, okay, well, the footprint looked like it was kind of going straight west. Um,
Mm,
and,
got it.
you know,
How deep's his water?
All right.
oh, it's only inches.
Ah,
It's kind of muddy.
Yeah.
so
I mean, it looks a little bigger than what it actually
it's a
is.
lot of open ground there in front of us.
Yeah, this is kind of
Between now
yeah.
and
You,
the
you
rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
sometime in the past, but it's kind of dried. I mean, maybe they've had a drought
Okay.
last year.
Let's
So
see. I
you're
think.
saying you think there might be an ambush up ahead, or there's a good spot where a goblin would
Yeah.
ambush?
That is. I guess so. It'd be good hiding spots for goblins ahead if they know we
Okay.
we're coming, they go there.
Okay,
They
then
boop
we
boop.
let's assume that since it wouldn't
Yeah.
hurt us if we're wrong.
Yeah.
And have you sneak around and while I do a distraction and you try to come up from behind and get a couple um
Mm, mm,
yep, and then Hobart, when Punchy engages or when the ruse is saw through and they start shooting at me and the ruse is they start shooting at me, you let loose from behind the rocks with an arrow if there's an ambush.
Okay,
I
was
don't know if
you had
you've
a
ever
short bow,
seen the
right?
play. Yeah, it's a short bow. Sir Pluto, but he in the play there's something a lot like this, and it works out wonderful. So, uh,
So where do you want Hobart? He's just kind of looking at you. Where do you want me? Where do you want me to go?
so let me see the distance here.
Stay behind you, or do you want me to get
What's
like
the distance on a short bow? Oh, I have it
80
right here.
feet?
80 feet. Oh yeah, perfect. So, well, not perfect. Yeah, we want him behind this rock over here. Hold on.
Yeah, he's kind of have to bend down. That's a smaller rock, but I mean, he could kind of bend down,
Bend down. Yeah.
or you can
On a knee.
stand on it or whatever.
Yeah,
But
we'll have him go
yeah,
down on a
yeah.
knee, and he's also got this
Okay.
tree too. And then I don't know. What do you think, Punchy? Maybe go down south around,
Yeah, I can do that.
like down this
Punchy can do
way,
that.
and then down over
Yep.
here. And
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Punchy will
wait for
go
a little
down.
bit until maybe he gets right here, because
Yeah.
that's if I think he's quiet enough. Also, hey, buddy, um, remember that you got this, okay? Bravery is being the only one who knows you're not afraid. I'm gonna give him bardic inspiration. You only have a minute, but I figured depends on your stealth roll and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, why not? All right, let's so do that. And then quickly, I guess probably across at least something around the next minute. Punchy will go down, attempt to hop across the little ravine, and kind of follow the little debris to get a line of sight, maybe from either here, or if I'm feeling adventurous, or like if I don't see anything from here to here, to see what's going on with this rock up there.
Right. So
And
you're trying to sneak and
yeah, and then I will
okay.
make
Go ahead and roll the stealth roll.
yep. Stealth, stealth, stealth.
Ooh. All right. Quiet enough right now.
Yeah. Sneak, sneak, jump. Sneak, sneak, jump. Climb, awkwardly climb. Boom. Do I see
Okay.
anything from here?
You get about right there, yeah, and you do. Hang on a second. You see. Let me get this here. You see a goblin kind of hiding behind this rock with a bow out, and you see another one like right here, kind of looking this direction, toward like Sebastian. Um, you think he probably sees him.
Mm,
You don't think they see you,
got it.
Also, you have 10
and they
minutes.
both have bows. They both have bows out.
Nice. You have 10 minutes with your bardic inspiration. Sorry. So
No worries.
nice.
Let's see. Uh, do I think? I guess if they haven't done that, what I'm gonna try and do is, when they've seen, whatchamacallit,
You think they've seen
Sebastian.
those two, yeah?
Yeah. Uh,
Because it appears maybe this one here
yep. Yep.
um, is kind of looking toward maybe as you know where Hobart
Yep.
went, and
Yep.
he's starting to pull his arrow back.
Oh.
You think he's getting ready to shoot, and
Oh.
this one here, as you
Yep.
see, he's kind of belly crawling a little bit, this way to kind of get a better shot on. You think probably,
Got it.
pretty sure it's Sebastian because you don't.
All
You're
right.
pretty positive they don't see you yet.
Got it. In which case, what am I gonna do? I think what I will do is, um, basically what Punchy is going to do is jump out, and his plan is to, dash, or not necessarily dash, because that's an actual D&D thing, but run from here to here, and then about when he gets to here, he's gonna throw one of his hatchets, and I think that'll be actually here. Let me make sure it's first within 20 feet, so it's legitimately. Yeah, you'd have to get to like there. All right. In that case, um, he will try and get to like sneakily get to there. But if they're pulling it back, you know what? Yeah, Punchy's not that smart. He's gonna make a run at it, and he's gonna throw a hatchet at the one that looks like he's going to attack
So
Sebastian because he paid him.
you've got a free action for surprise because they definitely don't see you, so you can go
Yep.
ahead. We want to roll initiative or anything.
All right. Put myself
So
here.
are you just taking off running,
Yeah, I'm trying to
pulling
be
your hand
stealthy
axe
with
as you
it,
go, or
like
okay,
quiet
so
at
you're
least, because
okay.
not
Yeah.
they're
I see him though, right? Because he comes out in the open
You
over
see him
here.
kind of,
Yeah.
yeah, you see him kind of hunkered over,
yeah,
and he's, you see him pull his hand axe out, and he's kind of,
yeah,
little goblin steps.
Okay.
yeah,
I
and
see when I see that I tell Hobart to drop down even farther behind the rock. I give him one of these
yeah,
to Hobart,
yeah,
Okay, hang on a second. Let me
like belly
see
down
if
on that rock,
he
because
gets what you're
something's going
talking about.
on.
yeah,
He looks at you and goes, he's kind of like you definitely don't get.
yeah, and then
Oh yeah, okay, got it.
yeah,
Kind of, drops down. You see, you don't get very much low. He just
Yeah.
kind of stoops over a
Well,
little bit.
Hobart
He
doesn't
kind
get
of.
much. Yeah. All right. That's fair enough.
and then wow, I rolled pretty well, or at least I rolled a 15, so I rolled 20, throwing a hand axe at this one.
That does definitely. You come running up there, and just about the time you see he rises up to a knee to start to grab his bow, that's when you kind of you realize, oh shit, and you throw your hand axe, and
Yeah,
it spins over about 4 times and just lands right in his side because he's got his hand up, with that bow, and it just hits him right in the
mm,
ribs. Um, and you hear that thunk, so it's a good solid hit. He drops his bow and he kind of falls to a knee, and looks over at you. Um, the other guy lets fly with his arrow just about the same time that happens. And it thunks into a rock besides Hobart. And Sebastian, you see that arrow hit that rock, and Hobart, he goes, oh, he drops his bow and falls to his belly.
yeah,
Yep.
Oh yeah, I get it
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
now.
It's good for him. Good
So
lesson
now go
learned.
ahead and roll initiative.
well,
It's a good lesson for him.
Oh man. Woof.
Oh, we took.
Oh.
I have to do again. That's okay. We could just add turns real quick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I kind of trying to get the other ones here.
Mine was actually a 12, which I can change. Cool.
Yeah, you can keep the same one. I mean, it's.
Yeah.
They got a 19.
Throw the axe, and that's about it.
Five slashing to them. Nice. Huzzah! Yeah! Punchy! Huzzah! That's my friend. It just immediately becomes.
Punchy's confused.
Yeah,
Normally
Punchy's
people don't
leading.
like cheerlead in battle. He's like, what? This guy is.
Huzzah!
Make them explode.
Yeah. That's a one time a day thing. Use that.
Okay.
What if I told to know earlier?
What did you get, Punchy?
Sorry, I rolled a 5. That's yeah, rolled a 2 with my initiative bonus. It's a 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So this one that you hit with the axe, he kind of stands up and he kind of reach over and rips that axe out and just chucks it back at you.
Yeah.
But you tell I mean that wound was pretty massive. I mean, as you're running toward him. And yeah, he don't even have the strength. It just kind of flies off there to the right a little bit, barely getting to you. And as he throws it, you can tell that he realized, oh shit, that was a bad idea. He rips it even farther.
Yeah.
His wound. And then this one steps out here and knocks an arrow at you, Sebastian. 17.
Yep, that'll do it. Even I was gonna say I should get maybe quarter or half cover, but that still will do it. I think even with that. Yep.
And the arrow, I think, is what, 1d6?
1d6. Yep. Plus I think +2 for Goblin. +3 maybe. You might want to check.
Yeah.
Woo! Sick! Oh, this is nothing like the plays. I said falling. 8. Yeah, that hurt. Punchy!
Range attack.
Tell my story. Embellish wildly. Session 0 would be great if Sebastian died.
So Hobart actually is that as after the arrow hit, he kind of rouses himself and he knocks an arrow and he's going to fire at this one. I don't think that will. No, that might, because there's. Let's check there. I have very good armor. Nope. Actually got better than I thought.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
They're nimble. They're wearing leather or something.
Yeah, that he shoots back and it hits into the rock.
Damn you, Hobart! God damn you!
So Punchy, Sebastian, you're down, right?
No, I'm not down. I'm just hurt. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you
okay.
I'm sorry,
yeah, no, I still have 2 hit points left. Yeah.
I thought you said, "Oh shit." Well.
No, I'm just yeah.
All right.
So no, it's my turn then.
Sebastian,
Correct?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Seeing that and realizing that I am quite injured at this point. Yeah, they're not messing around. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I need to heal myself, but I should also do some sort of. Actually, no. I'm going to trust in Punchy. How far away are you at the moment? Sorry, I just need to see. And sorry. I should know this stuff. It's been a while since I've 60 feet. I will use my last meta magic, and I will distance spell. Dissonant Whispers, my last spell slot as well.
Okay. And that's a wisdom
Wisdom
save.
save, correct.
Okay. It's up here. Let me get that other.
As I do that, I don't
Monitor
know.
where I can
Hobart
keep-
can't, but just a little flare of black wisp. Woo, yep. So he takes half damage, which will be And he doesn't run. Damn, I was really counting on him not making that save. 9, so he takes 5 damage psychic. And I'm going to use my movement to go here and say, Hobart, I need you to land this next hit. I believe in you. I'm gonna use my bonus action for my bardic inspiration to give him. So when after he shoots, he can add a d6 if he thinks he's gonna miss, or a saving throw or something like that.
Got you.
And I'm full cover, right? If I'm laying down, like if I'm sitting with my back down, okay. Jesus, snap the arrow off. God damn it.
Damn, that's a bad idea.
Yeah. All right, Punchy.
Should've went to El Terrell like Hobart said.
Yeah.
Okay, Punchy.
All right.
You see, yeah. I don't know what you were looking at, but yeah, you seen fire the arrow. And
I've definitely heard.
He heard all of it.
The theatrical and loud, injuries that Sebastian or Bastion has gotten.
At this point, he is just reciting his deeds. He's being dramatic about his death.
Very, very loudly.
Yeah.
He's not on he assumed it's like prayers or something. He's used to hearing that sort of stuff in battle. But let's see, 5, 10, 15. On the way there, he will item interaction to draw out my other hatchet and make a swing at the Goblin in front of me.
When do you get the thing where you can throw missiles back? Is that 3rd level?
Yes, I believe.
Because that would have been, I was just thinking, you stick him, he throws it back, if he misses, you catch it, throw it right back.
Yeah. Let's see. So sorry. Hand axe. Normal roll. Can't remember the AC, so I'm going to add my bardic inspiration. That's 1d4, right?
I shouldn't say anything. I forgot. I got to remember. I'm gonna put a mark. We need to put a mark on people though, and I won't.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yep.
I won't say anything.
Totally know.
Yep.
Here, and I will put 1 so I can take it off immediately, which is red. 1d4, 3, 15. Does that hit?
That you needed that. So yeah, that does hit.
Nice.
You would.
I told you could do it, Punchy.
Punchy, remembering that.
9.
Yeah.
So as you come running toward him and you pull out your hand axe and you kind of leap up and just bring your hand axe right down on his skull and just split his skull. You just embed that into his skull. He was, you throw his arm up there and you just right on top of him and just sink it right into. It's actually kind of stuck in his skull. Just get that whoop, sound like hitting a big melon. And he just kind of looks at you wide-eyed as he realizes that you're a goblin and just kind of falls to the ground.
Brother, for you, brother.
Like, yeah, I'd say that. Yeah, more goblins die by the hands of other goblins than by. Yeah, that's not a surprise.
Nice. So you got a bonus action or?
Yeah, I'm just wondering.
Slide into the water and just start climbing through the dead. Sebastian is just belly facing the mud and water. Oh yeah, so I was making my way around for an ambush.
I'm just trying to figure out if the simple melee weapon would count as a monk weapon, because I can't remember if that does by default or if something else. Because I can do one unarmed action as a
simple weapons.
Attack?
It says short swords and simple weapons.
Get it. I think
axe is simple.
The weapons are monk is proficient is that are not. Yeah. There are weapons a monk is proficient that are not monk weapons, but the ones that are short swords and simple weapons that don't have heavy or two-handed properties.
Got it.
So I think your hand axe would be.
Yeah, I would. Right. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Cool. Definitely. And then so let's see here. I think that was 20. It was 15 feet. No, 20 feet of movement because that's where I threw it from. And then if I can kind of get around this, hopefully it not being difficult terrain, just kind of like running around the outside, I'd run out here and then use my bonus action to punch at this one.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you kind of plant your foot on one side of the rock and just kind of leap to the side. Yeah, that's. I don't think that's a problem at all.
Oh my god!
All right.
I like. Yeah, you don't even see it. You don't know what's going on. Does a little hits the rock with one foot. Does a little flip in the air.
Yeah. I stole a pie from Mary when I was just shut up.
Oh, but I miss. I unfortunately miss.
Oh no, they get to go. When's Hobart? Oh, he goes after the goblins, but before me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he goes after the goblins.
Yeah.
Yep. So actually, the goblin. I guess he had his bow. You kind of surprised him, so he would drop his bow, and pull out his short sword. Let's see what's here. I'm pretty sure the 3. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, 19. I didn't have it down for
That'll
enough.
hit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure 19 hits. Man, these goblins are bad.
Oh, dude. And if you get them all together, yeah. There are only 2 of them, and there's 3 of us. Yeah. So, yeah.
That's 6 total, right?
Yep.
All right.
Good.
And then Hobart will. See, he's got bardic inspiration.
He does.
Right?
So yeah, he can add a 1d6 if he doesn't. He doesn't. Yeah, if he thinks he needs it or not, but might not.
He rolled 17. Yeah, he thunks right into its throat.
Just thought of the worst. Yeah.
Yeah. You swing at it and he misses. I mean, you miss, and he kind of ducks underneath it. And just about that time that you think, okay, here he comes with that sword, this arrow comes whistling in, catches him right underneath his jawbone and kind of at an angle, and he just kind of same thing. He falls over to the ground.
Does it go quiet?
Yeah.
What does Hobart do after his first kill? And I look over.
He jumps. Oh yeah. Whoa.
Huzzah!
And he throws up.
Stand up. Yes, let us remember the end of the fight. That's all that really matters.
For a second, he realized he's kind of forgot,
Yeah.
Adventuring, that's what I'm about.
No, what you just got
I'm an adventurer.
was justice by your own hands. Remember that.
And then he kind of sobers up, that youthful exuberance. You've kind of stolen it away from
No,
him.
I thought it was like he should remember. That should be like he should be able to move on with his life. You know what I mean? Like, but you're right. Yeah. So, yeah. And remember, even though your loved ones are in the ground still warm. Jesus, shut up. All right. Yeah, so I've got 2 hit points. I walk over and get that arrow. I've broken it and pushed it through. That is not what you're supposed to do. Well done, Punchy.
Yep.
I put my hand on his shoulder.
Good.
Well done.
You do good too?
I do.
Maybe.
I do. That's it. I no good, no bad. I just do. No.
You do.
I try to do good, but Hobart and Punchy deserve the day. That's for sure. I go and I check the bodies immediately. Let's see what kind of.
Yeah, same thing. They've got each one of them's got a short sword. And they just haven't been very well taken care of. Their bows and even their arrows, are serviceable, but nothing,
I'll take their short bow and let Hobart have my bow to replace mine.
And then they've each one got a pouch. Kind of same thing, you got a couple of one that's actually got some kind of light blue gem, maybe about 3 rounds a quarter, kind of small, but I don't know if you've got anything about gems or anything, but
I don't necessarily. If there's like a,
it's some kind of clear, real light blue, small gem. It's not very big.
Do I? Okay.
And the other one does in his pouch. You see this necklace and this plain silver band.
I toss that.
And the necklace is just like a little locket, with you can tell it's not expensive, but
I toss it to Hobart, and
Hobart kind of grabs it, and his tears are rolling down his eyes,
I look at my empty pockets, and then I look at Punchy, and I toss him that gem. Well,
and then he goes, "Ooh,
shiny rock."
This will. This is what do you say? This will get me many fuzzy drinks.
It will get you many fuzzy drinks, my friend. And you and me will share those drinks. Your new friend, you will buy him many drinks to tell your stories.
Roll investigation, I think. Investigation.
Everybody,
Sebastian.
Sebastian.
Just Sebastian.
Yeah.
17.
Okay, yeah, and you as you're standing and you kind of stop for a second and you go, oh shit. You look and you tucked underneath this kind of rotted leather belt that the one goblin was wearing. Just kind of as you pull the pouch out, you realize it without even kind of realize it, and you tuck kind of behind it was a silver piece. Kind of
Mm.
hide. Look, maybe he's kind of hiding that from
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you was able. You. Oh yeah.
I look at the silver piece. Nice. I look at my empty pouch.
Yeah.
I look at Hobart. God damn you, Hobart! Did I give it to him? Because he just all he's got is a copper piece and a bow to his name. So he just lost his farmhouse. Here's a silver piece, so you can eat something.
I do have an uncle in El Terrell.
Excellent. Good. Well, you maybe a warm meal when I get there from your uncle to me.
Does not deserve any.
So I check around for. I'm gonna have Punchy help me as well for tracks and see if there's like if they were local, if they have a little hold.
You don't think that it looks like you don't see any tracks other than and you can't see a lot of those. I mean, you see a couple where you've seen especially where they were hiding. But it doesn't look like they originally came from this direction, from what you can tell. I
Yeah.
mean, like I said, you're not trackers, um, and you don't see anything of the third one that ran off first. When you cast your spell,
Mhm.
but he kind of ran off in a little bit different direction, a little bit more southerly, and you really don't see any. It doesn't look like, as far as you can tell, that he met back up with them.
Which Okay. All right. Well, I say we go back to the farmhouse. What time of day is it?
By now it's probably 10, 11 in the morning. I mean, you travel for a little bit, and sun was just coming up once your battle was done. And
Punchy would find where his other hand axe had gone to.
yeah, that's no problem. Yeah, it's
Yeah. He
no problem.
would have like checked over all of the weapons, but basically after that decided that there weren't.
All right. I think
I
we go
mean,
back.
the short swords are, I mean, they're serviceable
No, I'll
short
take them.
swords. So, I
I'm gonna
mean,
sell them when we get
yeah,
there. Yeah, I'll take all 3
yeah.
short swords that we found so far. Or no, I gave one to him, so 2 short swords. Oh, Goblin. I'm gonna take their ears. Maybe they might just be worth killing. I'm gonna take left ear. Sink, sink.
I
As I
mean,
take the third one, I
Punchy's
look
got
over it.
Yeah, I
Punchy,
was wondering like they might just be worth killing. The goblins is like that's the part I'm gonna look over at you and be like,
Look at my empty pouch. drop my ears. Let's go.
no, the ears is fine. The thing, I mean, like he's certainly, I've had to. What would Punchy be here? Did you say the part about maybe the goblins are just worth like the money dead or killing it?
Yeah, I just
That's
trying to
the
make
part he would
it.
have weird. Wait, that's the
Yeah.
part he'd feel weird about.
Let me rephrase that. I'm looking for money, and maybe I can. They're dead, and I'd like to make profit off of that.
That's
Wait, that doesn't sound any better.
What would Punchy say? Punchy's cut ears before. That's fine, but money for Punchy dead?
No, you're much more valuable alive. Just like I am, and so is Hobart. But
Okay.
you don't go around killing innocents, correct?
No.
Well, then there's
Only
your.
if paid.
Yep. I agree, but these guys here, they're bad, bad hombres. Deal with them.
bad goblins.
Bad goblins. You good goblin? They're bad goblins. We'll go back to the do one quick search, and then we'll go head back to the farmhouse, and I'll look through the rubble to see if I can find any of his family stuff if it's safe, and we'll take a short rest, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
down for that.
Yep, no problem.
And I'm definitely going to use my D8 hit dice. Can I do it on here? I can.
Yeah, you just
So
click the
7. I am almost full. Good. Yeah. So I
Yeah,
push
Yeah,
that
those
through.
goblins were
patch
actually
it up.
pretty bad. They were
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
not ever.
everything is spooky at low level, which is
Yeah.
it's fun and also
Yeah, you don't
terrifying.
realize. Yeah, one arrow, can end it.
Yeah.
That was right above my heart, or my heart. right above my heart, I say. Whew.
Okay,
patch
yeah,
it up.
you I mean you spend what, hour
Yeah.
and a half there, kind of the cabin is kind of burned.
I asked Punchy during
just
that time,
smoldering.
why or where he comes from, what is he doing here?
Sorry, one moment. Let me just make sure. I'm from. But we go and try to. You like as you ask him that, like he would like squint a lot, and you get the sense that, like you're not totally sure about it, but I'm not sure what Sebastian would have been, but like he's trying to remember stuff. And he would say, land, like he's searching for the words sort of too for it. You go from blood place. Think
Okay.
travel far.
Travel far from blood place.
Yeah. Punch.
And you punch
Punch
things on
things.
your way there. That is
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. Met met people. Teach punchy punch good. Some die, some not. Now here.
Mini Moon.
Many more.
Bats.
Many.
It's quite a story you're telling here. Engaged.
Engrossing.
Yeah, I, quite versed in storytelling. So to me, yeah, it sounds like a interesting. I try to piece it together as best I can.
Yeah, you I mean, go ahead and if you want to go ahead and roll a I don't know if it'd be a history uh or more of like a intuition because you're trying to figure out. I mean, he didn't give you a lot of.
I'll do an insight.
He did.
20.
You're pretty sure as he may be talking about the Bloodstone lands, which you've heard of. You've never been there, but I mean, it's kind of
The Bloodstones.
you don't know a ton about them.
Bloodlands.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Of course.
You do know Vasa and Damara, as
Yeah.
far as the lands, and you
How far are
probably
we
even
from there?
heard of Gareth. That is I can show you on the map, but I mean, yeah, you're 1,000 miles.
Yeah, it's super
I
far,
guess.
right on the other side.
Yeah,
Of, yeah.
right. Yep.
Jeez, quite a journey you've been on, Punchy. Quite a journey. If we are going to El Terrell, though, may I suggest that we disguise you? Because they will arrest you on spot the moment we show up. So, I do have a disguise kit and costumes.
Well, there you go.
I say we set them up looking like either a child or maybe he built like a dwarf kind of. I might be able to pull you off with a big beard. Might cover up a lot of your face. You might pull off a small dwarf. That's what I'm going with. I'm gonna put if that's what we decide. I see for you a small dwarf.
Not gonna ask too much about it. Like whenever he's gone closer to a larger village or whatever else, he's hidden his goblin aspects, and generally found a more nefarious person he can communicate with. Having a giant beard and whatever else he'll think is weird, but
hiding in plain sight, my friend. Hiding in plain sight.
Not super out of it.
I say we probably. I guess we'll head to El Terrell.
Okay. Yeah, and it's down the main road you were traveling on. I've got a little generic map here that just to get an idea. Couldn't find a great map of El Terrell.
Oh yeah. Huge.
Can you see it?
I can, but I'm huge.
Yeah, I was just kind of like clicking on there so you can
Start
see.
Smashing through the smashing through the walls.
No. This is not really something that you play on.
Right.
I'm just
Yeah.
giving you an idea of kind of. So yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah.
After a few, a couple of hours, kind of get to a few of the farms are outside the walls. And you do know, you want to do a history?
I would.
El Terrell and see what you know.
Yeah. 17. Dropping them dice.
So yeah, you've heard the stories of El Terrell. I mean, you know the stories of El Terrell before the fall, as they're calling it. The blood, the Hell Riders. You don't know a lot about as far as the government or anything, but you do know mainly what you know now is because it's become so popular, so famous. That this city was actually ripped from the ground that it was built on and taken to the Hells. And a band or bands of adventurers followed and defeated a demon lord or a devil. I mean, the story varies depending on who tells it. And actually brought this, somehow brought the city back, even though much of the city was destroyed as far as physically, and a lot of the inhabitants were killed. It's a heroic story. Um, and that's one thing you're thinking, okay, well, I'm going, that'd be a good story to learn. Maybe
Oh, absolutely.
create your own,
Mhm.
tale from it. Since there's not a lot of, there's 100 tales out there about it, and that's the thing that makes it kind of hard to understand. The main thing is it was ripped from, and somebody heroically saved it, and it was brought back.
Interesting.
Uh, and you've heard that it's been rebuilt in the last
Yeah, I
year,
reach down, I
or in the
grab my,
process of being rebuilt.
pull out my holy symbol. It's just old gray hair. Alistair, look to me and protect me. Somebody should have been a cleric of Alistair. It's just gray hair. No, okay, so we're approaching the city. So
Yeah,
what do I
you
do?
come up. You can see
Do I
come
think
up to
that
the gate.
yeah, he can get in with just covering himself up with cloaks and just avoiding it, or do
And
I?
you look at him. And I mean, you wouldn't know he was a goblin. I mean, obviously, um, the heavy cloak and stuff on.
Do you have
Um,
any money, Punchy?
Yeah.
Okay, because you might have to bribe. We might have to bribe somebody though too, just so you know, in case somebody doesn't want to
I mean,
look too.
with his hood down, with the big beard on there, he could, you think, okay, you might be able to pass him off as an ugly dwarf.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But do I think? Do I think he passes well enough with the hood? And what do I know of El Terrell or any
Well,
major?
at any major city, especially if there's guards and it's walls where you have to go through to
Yeah.
get in, that they're probably going to make you pull your hood down.
Yeah. All right.
They're not
We'll
going to let a hooded
dwarf him up
character in
then.
there.
Yep. We'll dwarf
Yeah.
him up. All right. So we're gonna.
Unless you find a crooked guard, and if
Yeah.
you do know some cities where you've
Ooh.
been where you slide, they'll let you in, and
Yeah.
But
Just without looking, they might just think he's like a criminal, right? Like who doesn't want his
right.
face seen. That type.
Yeah.
You might be able
Right.
to pay somebody off that way. Let's do the beard thing, and then if we can always try to bribe them if they think something's up. So I'm gonna put a beard on him, big furrow, unibrow like the dwarves. He's already stocky. We'll put his hood down. Is he bald already?
Yeah. Like very.
Oh,
little
I don't have to
hair,
put a
of
wig
course.
on him though. Yeah, to cover the
Yeah.
mirrors. So we'll put his ears up, put a wig on him. Yeah, so he just looks like hair with some eyes behind it. That's what I'm going. That's the best dwarf. His ears are pinned back. Yeah, and I use my costumes the best I can. What kind of roll is that? Is there a roll for that?
I think it's a deception roll if you want to use a
Ooh.
disguise kit.
Yep, that's what I want to use. I get +6. It's one of my best best rolls. I've been rolling great all. All right, well, you're not the best looking dwarf I've ever seen, but
yeah. Luckily, some dwarves are just they're just a big hair. I mean,
Yeah.
you look, their beards are so big they don't especially just depends on the dwarf. I mean, and
How does he
yeah, I
smell?
mean, you
Punchy
think
smell.
you think unless I don't know how punchy.
Punchy, how
How
do you
clean he
smell? Are
is,
you
or
like a stinky dude? Are you pretty clean for the most part? Do you
Like
smell like
he's.
Goblin? Do you smell like do you
Yeah.
bathe? I know that's a weird
I
question,
would
but
think he wouldn't have that smell. I mean, because he hasn't been
grown up
with
in the
goblins
Goblin
for
smell. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 But
Yeah.
okay,
But he may be stinky though. I mean, that's
well,
Yeah,
good. We don't
he's
want
been,
him to
he
get too
smells like
close.
he's been traveling a lot, but he doesn't smell like he's. Um,
blood and guts and
Yeah.
bathing in.
Let's rub a little
Yeah.
dung
rituals
on
and-
on this old cloak. Make him not want to get close to you.
eh.
Put a little cloak on him and rub some cow dung on the back of it. All right.
Okay, you come up to the gate, and it is you see it's pretty, but you can tell the wall is new, obviously. And there's a gate, and these guards. You see the guard?
Oh yeah. Quite impressive.
There's 4 of them standing
Oh
outside
shit,
the
Punchy.
gate. Yeah, they're not. I mean, they're definitely. They
Oh.
all are dressed the same cloaks.
Greetings.
What's your business in El Terrell?
Oh, just a traveling thespian and troubadour here to entertain and have a drink and perhaps learn a few stories and tell a few tales. We do a small little show. I have my companions here who help me out with that. He's this is the person who takes care of all my stage at work and all that. Trobin, and of course Hobart is a local who I hired to kind of show me around.
he
back
the
entrance.
Hobart kind of steps up and says, my uncle lives here.
Of course,
And,
Hobart.
what's your uncle's name? Samdrag Tarman. Lord Tarman is your uncle? I
Oh.
find it hard to believe, son. Oh, it's well, him and my dad didn't get along, but they were brothers. So what are you with this group then, or what's? So Hobart kind of,
Yeah. Thanks, Hobart. I guess you could have spoke up
he wasn't-
earlier when
yeah,
I
he
was
wa-
rubbing
he just-
shit all over your punchy, but that's okay.
he's obviously, he
Yeah.
just he didn't know, he's just hey,
Be like, my
uncle lives here."
liege. No. Yes, we are with Hobart. Hobart isn't with us. We're with Hobart.
And Hobart goes into the whole detail. Well, like, our farm got attacked by goblins, and my mom and sister were both killed. If it hadn't been for these brave souls coming to save me, I would have been dead and eaten too. Where's your farm? And he says, it's like 2 hours south, and well, that's out of our district, but definitely say goblins. How many goblins? And then he starts talking to you, Sebastian. And so you came up on a goblin raiding party.
Well, yeah, small as it seemed. I didn't know. Hobart might even have a better clue of the numbers. I saw maybe 4 vanquished, or 5 maybe. We killed 4 of them, I believe, something along those lines. But the other one got away.
17 of them, and I
Yeah.
personally slayed
Yeah,
6
that
of
was
them.
the initial onslaught. That was before the ogres came.
First wave.
Yeah, when the shock troops hit, that's when things got heavy. No, yes. What was odd is it wasn't very large. They were out to get what they could, it appeared, but yeah.
Well, we're definitely thank you for bringing that to our attention. I've haven't heard of any goblins around. Like I said, we don't patrol out that far, but maybe we need to send a troop out to check that out.
That's a wise idea.
So, how long do you plan on staying in El Terrell? Obviously, I think you, son, you said your name is Hobart. You will be staying with your uncle? And he said, well, I hope so. And he said, what about you? How long are you planning on staying in El Terrell?
As long as the wine is sweet and the music is good.
Well, we don't allow brawling in the city.
I'm not a brawler, my friend.
Any shady going ons, we look down upon.
Of course.
This is a lawful city. Just recently been rebuilt. And then he kind of busts his chest out. We're just, I don't know if you know or not, but we just dragged the city back from the hells.
I've heard.
Literally.
I've heard.
He's kind of not even, he kind of looked over at Punchy, and, he kind of, you say your friend is,
Trobrin.
a thespian?
No. He sets up the stages, and he's been an old friend of mine. He also is security, in case, something is needed as well. He's an old dwarven friend of mine. But tell me more of your story of you dragging it back. That's quite interesting to me. I'll pull out a pen and real quick, and like I'm going to take a note.
I obviously,
quill.
I'm on duty, but, the Hell Riders were instrumental in defeating the demons and bringing the city back, saving all the souls.
Excellent. I'm going to be happy to hear about that once, later, perhaps when you're off duty, and maybe I'll tell your tales as I travel the road.
Okay. Well, I guess you're okay to enter. I said don't cause any trouble.
We won't. Wouldn't dare. My lord, I look at Hobart.
Yeah, that's kind of a
Yeah. We shall follow along.
Well, Hobart kind of stopped. Well, I haven't been to El Terrell since I was a child. You know where my uncle, where I could get a hold of my uncle?
He might be dead. I mean, a lot of people died. Sorry, Hobart.
He said, Lord Tarman has a villa on the northern end of town. This time of day, you might be able to find him in the Ivory Tower. is one of our more prominent
Up in his ivory
ends.
tower.
One of our prominent ends.
Well, that's the end we
Um,
need to be at. We're prominent people.
If you just go down the main street, about 4 blocks, you will see it on the right. It actually kind of looks like a tower. You can't miss it.
Perfect. Thank
There's
you.
one. They're not cheap.
It's
Kinda
okay,
looks at
Fred.
you know, you're
We have the coin.
and it just kind of lets you know, they kind of step back and let you guys in.
After you, we go in. All right. Once we get in a little bit, you didn't tell us you were freaking. I hit him in the shoulder. Punch him in the shoulder. You didn't
You
tell
know,
me.
I didn't know. My dad never talked about my uncle. They didn't get along. They haven't seen each other in years.
All right. All right.
I just know his name.
I take the old crappy part of the disguise or the costume thing I gave him that rub dung all over and take it off of him. Okay. I got it.
He
It
is
worked. Right?
surprisingly okay with this. Yeah, like he is. Um, yeah, you get the sense that he hasn't been exactly in this particular situation before, but that he may have been dragged around by other perhaps non-goblins
Before.
and needed to make sure that he wouldn't cause a scene, and so he's used to being quiet while other people get questioned.
It's good. That was good. Well done. We're gonna go to the ivory tower, I suppose. Actually, I don't have any money, so it might be good to sell these swords first. I have 3 short swords, and yeah, get a few gold coins, or maybe a few gold. He's got the gem, but that's for
He drinks.
hazy drinks. Yeah, hazy drinks.
Hey, we won't go. I won't. We'll get into all that later. Yeah, you actually find a spot pretty close, and you get silver and 6 copper. You kind of barter a little bit, and they first offers you 9 copper, and you kind of barter them up. And
It's highway
able to sell
robbery here.
swords.
All right, fine. I guess they do need
I know
cleaned
they
up.
said nefarious things couldn't happen in the city.
Very well. Silver and a copper piece.
I guess I should have looked. I don't know what
No,
short,
that's
short
good.
swords usually.
I mean, they're
I don't know.
probably 6 copper. All right, I am going to. Let's go to another bar. I'll sing a few songs, see if I can get enough money to go to the good bar.
Well, yeah, Hobart's he wants to go find his uncle.
Yeah,
you
we
know,
can
I mean,
go.
he's
Let's
kind
do
of
that
like
perhaps first, and then we can get you a better disguise, Punchy, something more functional.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Maybe a Phantom of the Opera mask. That actually might go with the whole troubadour thespian thing. You're in character. He's performing the method.
Yeah, the method.
All right, Hobart. You should have maybe asked your uncle for money earlier on. Made friends with your. Get a nice pair of pants, maybe some shoes.
So you walk in, and it does kind of look like you can tell it's kind of built to look like a tower, even though the kind of front of it looks like a tower, with the whole thing. But then behind it is kind of opens up into a pretty good sized tavern. I mean, and it's very it's new. It looks like you would think it's probably one of the ones that's been rebuilt in the last year. And as you go in, hang on, let me give you guys. Probably can't see it, or can you? I got your characters on there.
What? You haven't moved
can't
our
see,
thing yet? Our ribbon?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's probably it. I've done everything but move the ribbon. Damn it. It's kind of hard to move that damn ribbon.
it's a lot of stuff just in general. It is, yeah. It's not great for people's computers, but that's why I love the huge maps too, because it's just less moving from map to map, but it's also tough on some computers. And
Okay. Can you see?
Yep.
Yes.
So as you walked in, this guy here, and he looks like an ogre, or at least half, maybe 3/4 ogre. I don't know.
Bastion's rethinking his life choices after he's like, oh, no, scars are cool.
I don't know.
but lifetime shoulder pain is not. A storm comes in, I can't lift my.
Well, anyway, he kind of stopped. He's kind of standing beside the door and kind of looks you up and down. Are you sure you're in that place?
He's looking at me up and down.
It kind of looks at all of you. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, he just.
You tell me. Hi.
Okay, don't. Marla don't like no trouble.
I don't want no trouble either.
He's about, you know, he's about 8 foot tall. You know, he's about. And then you see another as you walk in. Obviously, you see here is a group. Kind of got 2 tables pushed together. A group of maybe looks like an adventuring party. And then here is a tavern wench. You notice the bar, behind the bar, the barkeeper is a dwarven woman with a large red beard. Actually, kind of cute for a dwarf.
Okay.
You see a couple of other people sitting around, you know, different bars. And as Hobart comes in, and he kind of looks around and he kind of walks up to this guy and says, Uncle's he calls him Tarman, but you know, Uncle Sam Sam. And this guy looks at him and are you Frederick's son? Yeah, my dad. Well, what are you doing here, son? You was out on your farm. And he kind of breaks down, you know, and is telling him the whole story. You know, his mother and sister was killed, and you know, you guys saved him. And this guy is very well dressed. I had a handout of him, but I can't find it. But anyway, he's very well dressed. You know, he's got gems and jewels and a large, robust man.
Rotund is a word I would. It's a good word to use.
And he kind of have a seat. You know, he tells him that you guys saved him, and he, you know, motions to Harry, bring some drinks. My nephew's here.
Yes, wine.
She comes over and, you know, she actually asks you guys what you want.
You guys have any? You guys sell smokes here?
That's kind of.
I'm completely out.
I think Marla has some pipe tobacco.
Yeah, I guess that'll work. Who's got a pipe?
Do I got a light?
Got nothing. Yeah. He's bumming everything. Yeah.
I've got a light. Here's my old pipe.
All right, perfect. I try to get a smoke going as he tells it. I tell him. I jump in and try to or not embellish, but try to help him tell the story. Obviously, because he's emotionally distraught, and just because, yeah. But I tell him how Hobart, you'd be proud of your nephew as he struck the final blow against the final goblin, straight in the neck to save. You know, as I was lay wounded on the ground. It was quite a noble deed.
Well, son, I know your father and I, you know, we didn't speak much here in his last few years, but I'm horrified to hear of your mother and sister. I never got to meet your sister. I really regretted the words of father and I had, and never getting to know your family as I get older. And except for the circumstances, I'm glad to see you. You will stay with me, of course. We will figure out what to do next.
Well, that's quite kind, and I take you up on the offer. Say,
well, I was actually speaking to my nephew.
Oh, my apologies.
You saved my nephew's life. I owe you a debt for that, and I know simple coins can't repay you for what you've done.
Well, it's a good start, though.
he kind of, and you can tell, you know, he's kind of used to not really haggling with you, but you know, you can tell he's probably a merchant, you know. Yeah. And he pulls out a bag, and hope this will at least be a start.
It's more than a start. I don't. This isn't quite necessary. It's more than necessary.
You're tucking it in
your bag. Yeah, thank you. Quite kind.
You don't owe us anything.
Yep. Never once. Yeah. But yes,
there's actually 30 silver in there.
Excellent. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Now we know the value of your life, Hobart. No, I'm joking. So
30 pieces of silver.
Yeah. I say, well, we're gonna be
Punchy
in
and that would
town
be
for
like,
a
good
few.
deal. Good
Yeah,
deal.
right. We're gonna be in town for a few days. We're gonna be looking for work, possibly depending on the type of work. You seem like a man who maybe would need such things. Of course, Hobart will be in touch with him as well.
He says, "Well, Hobart, and I'm sorry, I'm Sam Drag Tarman.
Sam Drag.
Lord, that title, but I'm a known merchant in these parts. So, yeah, feel free to call upon us at my home on the North Ward. I would like to take Hobart and get him settled. He's had a trying day.
Of course. Hobart
Um,
is an
I'm
honor.
sorry, I didn't get your names.
Bastion Black.
Bastion Black. Well met, Bastion. And your small friend,
Trobrand.
Trobrand. Glad to meet you, Trobrand.
Yeah. Good to meet you. It'll say like Troband.
Put your hand away. Don't shake people's hands. Dead giveaway.
Okay, they kind of they
Yeah.
kind of shake your hand,
Mm.
tip their hat or whatever, and walk out.
Well, I don't know about you once they're gone, Punchy, but I'm going to eat and drink.
And actually, he bought you a drink of whatever it was before he left. So
the finest
she brought
wine,
you
of
whatever
course.
you ordered.
Yeah. Punchy would have asked for like fuzzy drinks, and then when clarified, it would have arrived slowly at beer.
Oh man, good
Gotcha.
beer. I will.
Good head on it.
I'm going to first tonight. We'll drink and eat a irresponsible amount, and then in the morning we can perhaps try to figure
So yeah,
out.
Mary comes up, and asks you, okay, you wanting something else, my lord?
We would like rooms.
Okay. One room, two.
Two. For me and my friend here.
So we do happen to have a couple of rooms available on the third floor.
Perfect. We'll take 2 rooms. It's quite kind of old Uncle Sam to offer to pay for our room tonight. I believe he said.
Lord Carmen.
Of course, Sam. Yeah. Well, yes, as you would know him, of course. Sorry. Yeah.
I don't think he mentioned that.
Well, you're the same waitress, though, Art. You're not the same waitress. We had.
Yeah, well, I was the one that brought you first. I'm the only waitress
Interesting.
on duty right now.
Well, it's no big deal. I suppose we can pay for it if we just get reimbursed by him. Somewhat.
Well,
all but in
the
his.
rooms are 5 silver each.
All right. I give her 10 silver, and then I give Trobrand here 10 silver as his cut that's left over of the 20 from the 30 we got. And I take 10 silver. Well,
Can I get you something else to drink?
Oh yeah, another couple of rounds and a fine meal.
We do have venison on tap. I mean, that's for the main meal today. Or we can come up with something else if you'd like.
Venison is great.
Very
And I
good
would like
cook.
something sweet at the end, please. Perhaps I don't know if you have pie or cake. Perhaps
Oh, the frosted cake.
Sweet frost. The white, the sweet
Remember
frost.
that from?
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
Don't remember what the name
Pendleton. No, sorry, whatever.
Yeah.
So the white cake with the sweet frost. Yeah, that's great.
Okay. Okay. I will be right back. I'll get you drinks, and then I will get cook putting your plates together.
I'm gonna just try to figure out what his goals are here, old Trollbrand. Yeah, what are you trying to get? What are your goals here? I'll tell him mine. I said I'm a traveling thespian and actor. No, I'm known for singing a bit, not my forte, not the best musician or singer, but I'll pluck a tune on a lute, or I'm not bad on my pan flute. It's the only instrument that he actually carries with him. But I'm really trying to make a little money at the moment and try to find my way. So I don't know what your goals are, but
he'll kind of like shimmy back and forth and go. It's kind of like broken. So I'm always going to struggle for like how to express it in a little sort of language. Be like, what would you say here? You go. A long time since in big city. But big city always have a man who, or like always have man who um, give a shiny and you punch, or and punchy punch. So
So you
punchy find shiny shiny man, punchy punch, and punchy go.
you found shiny man. I say
Mm,
if you're looking for shiny for punchy, then you're on. I think we're because even if we're not out adventuring, I need somebody to watch my back.
yeah, he goes.
You yeah, and I'll
Punchy
pay you for that.
punch, good.
In fact, I'll even give you a good.
Um, um, Punchy need to go though. Punchy must travel.
Yeah, okay, I'm down for that. I'm a rolling rock.
Yeah. And that's about pretty much all there really is to Punchy.
Yeah,
Um, he's Punchy.
I like it. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
You know, he'll be like enjoying his stuff and kind of looking around at other things that go around, and kind of occasionally just like you'll see him pick up a piece of food and then like just shove it into the thick beard that you had, like awkwardly, like his hand will go missing with it as well, and just and then put it back out and put it down, and then
I eat my fill and drink more than I should.
Yeah.
Before heading to bed for the first comfortable bed.
Same here.
Nope, I can't hear you. I don't know what's going on. There it is.
Okay. Yeah. You spend a couple hours, I would imagine, eating and drinking and talking, discussing, and yeah, she comes and says, that'll be 3 silver.
I'll pay for it.
Actually, 2 silver,
Pay for it.
since the room was only 5. But you had a really good meal. Expensive drinks.
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, definitely. And a lot of them.
Big shiny.
In your rooms, she comes and actually gives you a key, which is kind of unusual, but gives you 2 keys and says your rooms are the first 2 on the right on the 3rd floor.
Perfect. I'll get up there and find my room.
Mhm.
All right, Troll Bran. I'll see you in the morning.
See you in the morning, Yelly Man.
Got it.
I don't know how I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big mouth.
Yeah.
So big mouth. Okay. Dumb bear.
No, no. Bar. No, no bear.
So yeah, I'm gonna secure the room well as best I can. Like make sure the window's locked and look out the window, see if there's anybody peeking at me.
Yeah, they're actually really nice rooms. They have nice beds, a little table beside, a little like nightstand, and a trunk, a small, well-made trunk. If you want to put your stuff in, if you're going to be there for more than a day or so, and um, another little like not a dresser, but another higher table with a wash basin and everything in it.
Perfect. I
So
wash
they're
up.
fairly nice rooms.
I wash up. I drink some water. I put a glass of water next to the bed. I load my hand crossbow, set it on the nightstand, and go lay down and go to sleep.
I love that bards have that. That is one of my favorite things. They
Yeah.
have crossbow. Yeah. Punchy will walk around the room, touching everything, kind of being aware that like if he were to like leave, it's probably a bad idea to do so. But like eventually he'll just take everything off. Um, not really understand that the wash basin is for like washing. But like drink some water probably from it and from somewhere else, wherever, and then take all of the stuff that's on the bed and put it on the floor and sleep on that.
Nice.
Um,
The maid in the morning's like,
Yeah.
it's like he took a shit in the basement. It's like, what happened
Yeah.
No, that's funny. Oh yeah. Oh, I go down in the morning with just the shirt, not
Yep.
no weapons, nothing on me except for I'll have my hand crossbow dangling on my side. No, not loaded, but cocked.
Yeah.
So
Get him
most
breakfast.
people are.
Oh, and redo his beard.
I was gonna say because like Punchy was about to come down and it was gonna be like on like all sort of disheveled and like
Goblin. What the
Yeah.
hell?
24 this time, much better. He looks way different. It just
Yeah.
covers more
Same guy
area.
was here before.
And then I will, go down for breakfast and
So yeah, there's only there's still, no, they wouldn't be there yet. It's just too early for them.
Punchy's got a quiet wisdom.
Mm.
Like,
Oh, actually, you see the same waitress who was there last night. She's actually looking a little tired, but oh yeah, yes. What can I get you this morning?
why don't you take a seat? I grab an apron. I'll cook some eggs. Of course. Looks like you've been up all night. I go back behind and start cooking eggs. Not the
I don't
first time.
think Marlo would like
I
that.
think it'll be just fine. How you like yours, Troll Brand? Punchy's his nickname.
He said with fire.
With fire, gotcha. I'm gonna. What is cooking? Is that survival?
Yeah, but actually, as you start to go behind the bar, Marla kind of does this dwarven walks up. Excuse me, sir. I'm sorry, patrons are not allowed behind the bar.
Well, you've never had my eggs before.
Well, that may be, sir, and I appreciate your, your willingness to get your hands not dirty, but we have a great cook, and he doesn't like anyone in his kitchen, so I'm going to have to ask you to step back around to the table and place your order with Mary, and we will be happy to get whatever you desire.
Mm-hmm. I desire to cook my own eggs, but I guess you don't. I just walk back to the table.
Yeah,
All right, it looks like we're just gonna have regular eggs today.
But still with fire.
Still with fire, yeah. I don't know how this cook cooks it. Who knows?
So she takes your order,
Yeah.
whatever.
I eat breakfast, yeah, hearty breakfast, and yeah. Then I'll eat and do my
it'll
morning
be,
lunges.
6 copper pieces breakfast, unless you have wine.
I have
again,
exactly 6 copper pieces, so perfect. I will have a wine actually.
Okay, and then that is going to be 4 copper pieces for.
Okay.
That's a wine.
And a beer for Punchy.
And 2 copper pieces for the. Actually, probably 1 copper piece for the cheap beer.
No, we'll get him the decent beer. 2
Yeah.
copper.
Okay.
He doesn't know the difference. He
I know,
does
but
not know the
hey,
difference.
you're gonna learn the difference. You're with Shiny Man now. Okay.
Yeah.
I know the difference. That's
Yeah.
all that matters. So,
I can't
don't drink
watch.
cheap beer when you're drinking with
I
me.
can't watch you drink that. Yeah, can't watch you drink that. But yeah, so I think what we would do then is spend the day maybe getting familiarized with the town and trying to figure out what our next move would be.
Now, you guys want to keep playing? Or you said a couple hours, or
I should probably go and call it. Unfortunately, on my side.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh, that's
no,
fine.
it's
I
okay.
mean,
it was a
Yeah.
lot of fun. I liked that a lot. It
Yeah,
was,
I thought it
really
was a
cool.
good session 0, and it turned into, as always, into something more than probably what.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we went after
yeah,
the goblins.
right, I had
Yeah.
like 4 maps ready to go, and you guys go after the goblins, which I had no idea. I
Good
thought,
thing
okay,
we
they're not-
stopped because they literally were waiting behind a rock to murder us. We were just like walking.
Yeah.
So no, it was good.
But
It was
yeah, I
fun.
mean, this might work out better because actually for the other 2 to meet you guys in your
At the
RV in town.
oh,
so,
at the
yeah.
bar, yeah. No, that's good.
Yeah.
So
No, that works out
might
well.
work out a little bit better.
I think it went
All right,
great.
guys.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
I will. I'll work on things a little bit.